Hello everyone, I'm Erika from Beyond the Color, and today you guys are going to be watching my part 2 of my diversity roundtable. Without further ado, here we go.
When everything was shut down for COVID and then George Floyd happened, I know for me personally, I got really, really scared. Like there were so many things that came to light that I never realized that my members, the kids that I taught, had to go through and had to deal with. And I know from an organization standpoint, I used Erika a lot as my sounding board because I really wanted to make sure that we were putting across the right message. And I also felt disappointed in myself because it was just not something I ever thought about as a person running a color guard with such a diverse membership. I know that I went through that white guilt thing that everybody talks about because I didn't know, I was ignorant, I never felt comfortable asking questions, I never felt comfortable really asking how the people of color that I worked with and that I taught felt and how, so it was a really eye-opening experience for me. I must admit, I went through that panic of, oh my God, was I that person? Did I ever appropriate culture incorrectly? Did I ever offend someone and they never said anything to me? Was I guilty of this? I really tried to learn a lot and ask a lot of questions. And some of the conversations, I do have to say, were really uncomfortable for me. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm making it about me, but I think that what it's done is it's helped me open up to allow some of those uncomfortable conversations to happen and be part of them.
And then, of course, when the George Floyd thing happens, I guess for me, being a Black male, I was like this. This has been happening forever and ever. Amen. Yes, it was extremely tragic, but it's been happening and it's been recorded on video more and more every year. Mm-hmm. Some years ago, I don't remember who, I posted a story about how I got pulled over as an 18-year-old on my bike. I'm gonna ride my bike and go see my friend Eric Ballinger. Oh, well, he wasn't home. So I'm riding through this really nice white neighborhood. He pulled me over. He said there was been a lot of bike thefts in this area. I knew he was lying. I'll never forget it. His name was Officer DeLuca. And he pulled me over. And luckily I did have my ID on me. And he was like, I just want to check it out, But because our parents have these conversations with us, to don't provoke the officer. You do what they tell you to do. Don't make any sudden moves. And I'm on a bike and I'm thinking about that. Mm-hmm. It was just something that's just, unfortunately, we have to be taught as young Black children to do.
I'm from Virginia originally, and I marched in a, yes girl, yeah. I marched in a independent A Guard in Richmond, Virginia, and I didn't know what Winter Guard was when I started. One of my friends saw me and she was just like, you've been dancing for a while, come and do my Winter Guard. And I was like, fine, I don't have anything better to do. And I started doing this when I was 19 and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, this is fun. We went to our first show and I remember seeing, there was a Black girl in Just Class. And all I can remember from the show is that they wore purple. But I was just like, I was fixated on her because I was just like, I want to be like you. And then every time I came up, I would just, and anytime I saw South Shore, I would just, my heart just burst in my chest. Because I was just like, I want all these little Black boys to be my children. And I want to take them everywhere. And I want to bring everyone in to meet them and everything. Right. And I'm still that way. I mean, we went on a parade with Colts one summer and South Shore was like 2 groups behind us. And I was just like, y'all go ahead. I'm just going to come back here so I can watch South Shore the whole entire time.
What about you, Dreu, actually being that, like, the one?
So I was thinking about that question, and last time we had an interview, and I've been thinking about it for a long time. And this is my opinion. So when we start to become more engaged as an activity of multiple cultures, young performers will be able to see more of different looks and different aspects of becoming bigger and better into what they want to do in the activity. Right. So, granted, believe me, when I say to everyone, yeah, if I'm the only African American executive director of a program, I'm blessed, because there's other people that actually open doors for me to be in that position.
Right.
And it was not just me, and it was just because I'm African American. It's not because there were so many other people that was able to push me through. Mm-hmm. So I look at this as a big responsibility, so that when someone wants to look to start a color guard or become a judge, and they have a face to acknowledge and say, okay, I want to be that person, then that's a responsibility I have to take seriously. Right. And I hope, with just like the Zoom, the calls that we have and the interviews and things like that, I hope that we are reaching more people with the great potential to make this activity well beyond better than what we have learned from the past. And so that's my take on it.
Right, absolutely.
I also think that privilege and money and location is a big part of why we don't see people of color advancing to, higher positions. Because, I mean, I can only speak for my students, but once they graduate from high school, they want to march, it's thousands of dollars. And how are they going to get there? And they have other responsibilities. And if you are somebody that's looking to hire somebody, you want them to have WGI experience, you want them to have DCI experience. So there's like that level of access that is almost denied to some communities. And so what are we doing as educators to reach out to those communities?
Thank you guys so much for watching my part 2 of my diversity roundtable. These are conversations that we need to continue to have throughout the marching arts. If you guys have not already seen part 1, please make sure that you tune in. I also have my We Are Here Black Lives Matter project that is now live everywhere. So please make sure you check that out as well. I'll see you guys back for part 3, because this conversation is just so good that we have to have it in 4 parts. So I'll see you guys back soon.